All right, let's get right into it. The push-up. It's got to be the most famous exercise on the planet, right? But for so many of us, it just feels impossible. Well, guess what? That changes today. We're going to break this whole thing down, build you up from scratch, and help you finally conquer the push-up. Seriously, you can do this. So let's tackle the big question first. Why is this exercise, this one simple-looking move, so ridiculously hard for so many people? Well, here's the secret. A push-up isn't just one thing. Nope. It's actually a bunch of smaller skills all working together in perfect harmony. And if just one of those little skills is a bit shaky, the whole thing just collapses. But here's the awesome part. Every single one of those skills, totally learnable. And we're going to learn them. Okay, so here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to figure out what the real problem is. And hint, it's not what you think. Then I'll let you in on the secret to success. After that, we'll walk through your step-by-step path to the perfect push-up, handle any roadblocks, and finally, celebrate the awesome new foundation you've built. All right, section 1. Let's start by totally reframing how we look at this challenge. Okay, this right here is probably the most important thing you'll hear today. You have to stop thinking, I'm just not strong enough. Because that's not it. It's not the real issue. A push-up is a skill. Think about it, just like learning to ride a bike or swing a bat. And like any other skill, you can break it down into tiny, manageable pieces, practice them, and get really good at it. And that idea of breaking it down leads us perfectly into our secret weapon for today's mission. You're going to hear these words a lot: progression and regression. It's super simple. A progression, that just means making an exercise a little bit harder. A regression, you guessed it, making it a little easier. The absolute key to getting stronger without getting hurt or frustrated is finding a level that's just right for you right now. We're going to leave our egos at the door and just train smart. And this is how we're going to do it. Every step we take, every exercise we do teaches you a new micro skill. Think of it like building with Legos. Each exercise is a single block. It's not just some random movement, it's designed to teach you one specific part of the final push-up. So you're not just mindlessly getting stronger, you're literally building the skill, piece by piece. Okay, enough talk. Let's get our hands dirty. It's time for section 3, your practical step-by-step path to nailing that first full push-up. First stop, the wall push-up. And look, I know what you might be thinking. Wall push-ups? Come on, that's too easy. But trust me, you're missing the point. The goal here isn't to get tired. The goal is to practice perfect form. This is all about movement practice. We want to burn that perfect motion into your brain. So keep your body straight as a board, tighten those abs, and just focus on the movement. I want you to aim for a lot of reps here, like 3 sets of 20, 30, even 50. Get that pattern down. Okay, once you've made that wall your best friend, it's time for step 2, the incline push-up. Go find a sturdy countertop, a table, or a bench. The principle here is so simple but so powerful. The higher the surface, the easier it is. The lower you go, the more of your own body weight you're lifting, and yeah, the harder it gets. So start high, and as you get stronger, you can gradually work your way down to lower and lower objects. Now, with the incline push-up, we're learning a brand new micro skill, and it's a big one. Body bracing. As the angle gets tougher, you're going to feel your body wanting to sag. Don't let it. You need to create a solid line from your head to your heels. Here's how. Tilt your pelvis back just a little. You should feel your abs kick on. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your legs together. Everything gets tight. This creates that rock-solid plank that is absolutely crucial for a real push-up. Okay, now as things start to get challenging, it's time to put on your detective hat. You have to start asking yourself a really important question. What's my bottleneck? What's the weakest link in the chain? When I fail, what part of my body is giving up first? Ideally, what you want to feel is your pushing muscles getting tired. That's your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps. But what if it's something else? If your wrists are killing you, hey, no problem. Just play around with your hand position until it feels better. If it's your core that just gives out and your lower back starts to droop, bingo, that's your bottleneck. The fix is simple. Just add a few sets of planks to the end of your workouts. That'll build up that core endurance you need. All right, next up, we're taking it to the floor with knee push-ups. This is where it gets real because now you're working against a lot more gravity. Every skill you've learned so far, the movement pattern, the body bracing, you have to do it all, but horizontally now. Really focus on not letting your lower back sag. And hey, quick mindset check here. I know it's tempting to think you're too good for knee push-ups and want to skip them. Don't do it. Your ego is not your friend here. Mastering this step is what builds the real strength you need to move on. This, my friend, is the final bridge. This is the step that takes you from a knee push-up to a full push-up. We're going to combine them in a single rep. So you start in a full, straight leg plank position. You lower yourself all the way down, nice and controlled. That's the hard part, the negative. Then, once your chest is at the floor, drop your knees down and push yourself back up from your knees. See what we did there? You're training the hardest part of the movement with full body weight, but getting a little help on the way back up. It's genius. Okay, so what happens if you hit a plateau or get stuck? Let's quickly run through a couple of super common roadblocks. This is so important. Listen to your body. If you feel any sharp pain in your joints, like your elbows or wrists, just back off. It doesn't mean you're weak. It just means your joints need a little more time to adapt than your muscles do. The solution? Go back to an easier progression for a couple of weeks. No big deal. And what if you just feel stuck, like you're not making any progress? 9 times out of 10, that's a recovery issue. Are you eating enough food to fuel your body? Are you getting enough sleep? Remember, you don't build muscle in the gym, you build it when you're resting. And now, after all that smart work, after following the steps, being patient, we get to the best part. Hot diggity dog. No, seriously, take a second to feel proud of what you've done. You totally deserve this high five. Boom. That feeling of pressing your entire body off the floor with perfect form for the very first time, man, there's nothing like it. And you have to understand this isn't just about one exercise. It's so much bigger than that. The skills you just built, that core bracing, that body control, they're going to make you better at almost every other physical thing you do. You haven't just learned a party trick. You've built a rock-solid foundation for your entire fitness journey. So let's just recap what an absolute rock star you are. You didn't just find a sloppy way to do a push-up. No way. You mastered it with deliberate, perfect form. And along the way, you picked up all these valuable micro skills that are going to serve you for years to come. You've built a real base for future strength. And that leaves us with just one final exciting question. You've proved to yourself you can do this. You can learn the skills, put in the work, and crush a goal. You've laid the foundation. So, what are you going to build next?